BBT, it's all about bringing fun back to tournament bass fishing. Come out and play with BBT.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Great day on the water. These guys took first place, 81 boats, Northern Division, Best Bass tournaments. This lake, Oroville, is deep. It's got all species of the bass structure. You've got red eyes. Very few people even catch a red eye. That's a keeper. Then it has a smallmouth. I saw a couple today come in. Then it has a spot, which is the primary fish on this reservoir. And then you have the largemouth. Just don't see a lot of giant ones. But these guys caught a 605, big fish of the tournament. Jimmy Johnson caught that fish. Then he pulls right into the pits, him and his partner, and then they win the tournament with over 13 pounds. These guys whacked them. What's your name, buddy?
Adam Young.
Adam Young and?
Jimmy Johnson.
Different Jimmy Johnson. I want to let you guys know from back east when you guys are watching this video, different guy, all right? He's close, really good. He races around the lake a lot. So, how'd you guys catch your fish? Who wants to start talking?
I threw the A-rig all day. Didn't put it down. That was it.
How big were the baits were you putting on it, and how many baits were on it, and how many hooks were on the baits?
Well, I only had 3 hooks on it. I had a couple dummy heads and 332 and used the gold flash minnow.
Okay, so any flashers?
Yeah, I had a couple flashers that were on there.
Okay, so little willow leaves.
It was a titanium one.
What pound test were you throwing that bait on?
17.
Mono, fluorocarbon, braid?
This is mono.
Mono, okay. And were you making long cast over what type of terrain?
It was steep, and I tried to focus on the sandy points that came in between the rocks and just deep and going along the banks.
Were you guys paralleling the banks, or were you throwing at the banks straight at?
At times. I mean, we did a little bit of both. I mean, it seemed to work better just going along the sides of the bank, so.
Perpendicular.
Yeah.
Larger word, I've learned that. So, how did you catch that big one?
316 weedless rising sun swim bait, 8-inch.
I have no clue what that is, but that sounds like it's pretty cool. I have to look it up. Is it a slide bait or is it a wake bait?
It's a big wake bait.
How big?
8-inch.
8 inches.
Yes, sir.
And you caught a couple fish on it, I understand.
Caught 3 on it, yes.
Caught 3 on it. What made you want to throw that big of a bait?
With the wide open bite that it's been here lately, and then the weather, how it came in, it kind of shut everything off. So I just told them, hey, we're going to go swing, and we're either going to do it or we're not. So I just picked up the big swim bait and went to some areas, and we...
Did you pre-fish though?
A little bit, not much.
Okay, so when you say a little bit, not much, some guys say, well, I only pre-fished about 4 or 5 days. That's a lot.
4 or 5 hours.
Okay, 4 or 5 hours, okay. So did you have an area that you were focusing on?
Deep in the south.
Deep in the south. Banjos, a whole bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, okay. So you're deep in the south. You're looking for these steep banks. Specifically, you said sandy areas. What color was your best bait color?
Mine was the gold flash minnow, and that's all I threw.
And you threw that the swim bait.
Yep.
But what else did you throw?
Kind of threw that all day, and then threw some more junk baits, some dart heads, just miscellaneous crankbaits, spinner bait, just kind of threw everything.
But the better fish came on the 2 baits you guys are preferring to.
Yeah.
In reference to
on the big swim bait.
Okay. Was there any fish that you missed that you would have said, oh?
I probably missed another 3-pounder.
Okay.
Swim bait. I just didn't let him chomp it enough.
You could see him come up behind it?
Oh yeah, he smacked it the minute it came off the bank. He was on it.
Just didn't eat it.
Didn't chomp it enough. Pulled it right out his mouth.
So you're letting them feed up on it?
Oh yeah, they double chomp that big bait.
So when you make that comment, some of these guys don't understand. They don't throw a lot of swim baits. So I want to understand this double chomp concept that you have.
Well, the first one they kind of smack it, and then you got to kind of feed it to them and let them just fully engulf the bait before you get on them.
When on that first bite, are they actually eating the bait? It's starting to go into the mouth. Is that a tick, or is it you got it, or are they side swiping it?
Oh, they were thumping it. They were smacking it.
What's that?
They slap it hard.
They hit it, or they're eating it,
I mean, they're just eating it. I mean, they just take it.
and then they roll it in the mouth and then start to go this way. That's the time to smack them.
Yep.
So that's what you're calling that double chomp.
Yep. Just let them eat it.
Just let them eat it.
Yep.
So when you're too quick on them, that bait comes straight right back out of the mouth. The mouth's not actually closed.
Yep. Pulls it right out of their mouth.
Pulls it out of the mouth. Because a lot of people ask all the time. They come out here and I'm looking on the decks of the boat. They got a dark head, drop shot, and I'm thinking to myself, I know you can catch big fish on it, but typically on this lake, every big fish I've ever watched catch is big crankbait. I watched Ron catch a big crankbait fish one time. You guys caught them on swim bait or an A-rig or something like that. That's what you came out specifically to do, to throw those bigger baits.
Today, yeah, it was either go out and scratch a limit or just throw something big and go for it. And it kind of worked out. So.
I didn't have a choice.
He made me throw whatever it was I was going to throw today. He said we're swinging for the fence, and that's what we're doing. You're throwing on an A-rig and go for the fence.
Is that okay?
Nice. So you got the big old pig right here. We dub you Mr. Pig.
Gee, thanks.
Well, you know what? If you're going to be the big old pig and you got the beautiful trophy out of Florida, and you guys got first place, all I can ask, if one thing all these people do, is give a round of applause for our champions.